Okay, so we're cutting the video a little. Make it much easier because I have to reset up cameras. This is the Retevis M3B AM FM weather band marketed CB radio. It is a CB. But it can be modified for 10 meter. I think even is it 12-meter band? I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, this is the rundown of this radio. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn it on. Um, this should be pretty much right out of the box. I kind of played around with it prior to the video, just to kind of get a feel of it. There's a few videos out there explaining the operation of this radio, modifications. It's kind of questionable. I don't know if a lot of this stuff really needs to be done, but we're going to dig into this one a little bit. It is only AM FM. There is no sideband. I'm kind of partial to radios that have sideband capability because there's a lot of sideband stuff, especially in the free band. Anything above normal 11 meter 27405, all the way up to the 10-meter band. But there is also quite a bit of AM down, AM and FM down below channel 1, below 26965. 26805 is one of the popular FM call frequencies. But we're going to go ahead and turn this thing on. All right. So out of the box, it comes on FM. You'll notice, let's get something to point with here. You'll notice right here where it says US, comes out of the box US frequency band plan for 11 meter, which only covers, we'll start down here. That key must be, there is a programming key on here. You can program it for certain single button functions. So it covers 27405 to 26965 all the way to 27405. Does not allow you to go any further than that. Changing AM FM weather, you just press this. We'll do it from here so we can see it a little bit better. There's AM. Press it again. FM. If you press and hold, it takes you to weather. You have weather 1. Let's see. Weather 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 weather frequencies. Press and hold the weather button again. Will take you back, when that lights up, takes you back to regular 1 through 40 US band. Not a bad little radio. Let's change the mode. Where's the mode switch? Function? No. Oh, here. Okay. So primarily you'll probably hear people on AM. I am on an antenna, but probably not a lot of traffic. The 11 meter's been pretty dead here the past few days. '20 is a pretty popular channel around here. So basically not a whole lot going on. Let's go up to 40. Press and hold the key on the microphone. You can scan quick. Okay. So pretty basic, pretty simple. Quite a small footprint. It's a pretty small radio. So it would fit in some of the newer vehicles that are smaller. Probably fit in there quite nicely. As you can see, the display, it's got a nice bright display. You can read everything quite well. Even for us old guys that have to squint, look at stuff. So, that being said, I haven't really gotten a chance to actually really talk on it. I don't know what the audio quality is or receive quality quite yet, though I'm going to probably do a couple videos on this radio. We'll see. We'll see if I lose interest in it. Anyways, so everybody's like, man, I want to know, how do you get the frequencies? I want the frequencies. So there's a couple different ways of doing that. You technically, I don't believe you really need to mess around with the inside of the radio to do so. I believe you can simply turn it off. And then I think press and hold your AM, FM, CW weather, I believe. I haven't tested this, but that's what I'm assuming. Nope. Okay, so maybe you do have to actually modify the inside of the radio. Let's play with it a little bit. Let's hold the function key down and see what that does. These are all things I like to do, just to see if the radio will do something different. Let's try the scan and on. Nope. Let's do emergency and lock button. Okay, so out of the box, pretty much set to US. Can't really get into anything. So let's do this. I already pulled the screws out. We're going to we're gonna cut the video, and we're gonna reset up the camera so we can get a good view of the inside. So we'll be back. All right, we're back. So you can see up front here, this is where all the supposed magic happens. I've heard everything from this white wire. Clipping this will allow you to, I don't know, get more power output, or I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how that would work. Clearly, you can see that this radio back here has absolutely no adjustments. No adjustments along the filter PA section. Interesting enough, it's actually the first time I've ever seen square coils. It's kind of different. They got pre-wound square coils for the low pass section. So everything is all preset at the factory back here. There is no tuning. You can't per se peak and tune this radio. I've got some ideas, but we may cross that bridge another time. Obviously, we will. But looks like MOSFET technology, just like pretty much everything and all the new stuff. Everything now is all MOSFET. The old transistor days are gone. Everything now is MOSFET. MOSFETs are finicky, especially in this kind of application. They're technically not made for this application. They're not made for the application of amplifying and producing RF, at least not in the spectrum that most of these manufacturers use them for. It's just a neat little thing that somebody found along the way that, hey, we can use these cheap, 10-cent MOSFETs versus a transistor that's, $5 a piece. There are limitations to that. There are also some advantages to that. Anyways, we're going to focus back on up into the front here to the modification section. All right. So we're looking back at these jumper pins. There's jumper pins and a magical white jumper. Over the years, there's always been the infamous white jumper. You just clip it, And it's funny because all of these devices get FCC certification. And I believe part of that certification requires the radio to not be easily modified. But I swear that every one of these radios that I've ever came across over the years, they're always easily modified, except for a few. There's a few where you literally have to add components and, change mixing frequencies and things like that, the normal everyday guy that's going to buy a radio and hook it up in his truck, they're not going to have a clue how to do it. But this is so simple that your 2-year-old could probably figure it out. So, and what we're going to do is we're just going to move that jumper and we're going to see what happens. So right now, out of the box, it's on pins 2 and 3. We're just going to slide it over to pins 1 and 2. Logic would tell me that's what we want to do. So we're going to pull it off 1 and 2. Or, excuse me, 2 and 3. And we're going to put it on 1 and 2. All right. Simple move. Now it's jumpering pins 1 and 2. I'm going to pop the fuse here, take the power away from the radio real quick. Put it back. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to hold down the AM, FM, CB, WX button. This is what instructions tell me to do. Mine is cutting the white jumper. We're going to see what happens. Okay, that makes sense. All right, we're going to pop the cover on here real quick. And we're going to flip the radio back over. And we're going to move this camera. We're just going to do it live. I'm not going to cut the video. So it may wiggle around and jiggle and everything else. All right. Okay. Let's see if we can get a good shot here. All right. That's not bad. Not bad. Okay. So as you can see, it comes up with an EU, which is European. It allows you to select your band. And I'm assuming you can do the arrow keys. Yep. CE, U, PL. That's Poland, maybe. I don't know what I2 is. DEINEU. Okay. So it goes, I'm curious. I'm not for sure what I2 is. Let's pick I2. Can we? Wonder if he can hit. Oh, giddy up. I know this button has a detent. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to. Yeah, it doesn't hold it. Interesting. You can't really pick it. What happens if I turn it off and then back on? Oh, okay. So by just sliding over to it, picking it, and then turning it back on, it automatically picks it. So because it says I2 on the, let me see if I can focus this a little better. All right. So the screen says I2. What does that give us frequency-wise? Let's hit the up-down buttons on the microphone and see. Looks pretty normal. It looks just like US band so far. Okay, something changed here. So, oh, I keep hitting the wrong key. Okay, so it went up to channel 25, and then above channel 25, it dropped down to 26,875, 885, 895, 905, 2691, 92, 93, 94, 95. And then it jumps to 26,885. Wait a minute here. What is this? I keep hitting the wrong fucking button. That's weird. That's a strange frequency span. Right at 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32, 35, 36, M1. Huh. Okay. I'm not sure what I2 is. Maybe somebody can explain what I2 band is. But it looks like it skips some of the upper 27 meg frequencies and it drops back down into the 26 meg frequencies just below the normal US 40 channel span. So here's my next question. Can we now just pick our different bands by turning it off and then pressing the... Okay. So that just allows us to change bands. U is probably US. No, it just says U. Let's scan through this one. Okay. I'm a little confused. It didn't change the frequency bands? Because it looks like it still covers 1 through 40 with really no change. I wonder if that does something else. Let's see. Does that change? Does that allow us to do something with our modes? Oh, okay. So by hitting the mode, it now says UK, AM, FM, UK. Okay. But what mode is it in? Probably FM. Oh, okay. So it's up above 40 now. So it allows you to do UK band. Okay. So yeah, in UK, it just is UK. There is no mode adjustment or modulation mode, transmission mode adjustment for UK. UK, I believe, is straight FM. So it doesn't allow you to go into AM. But by pressing that again, takes you to AM. But it looks like it's a standard band plan for 11 meters US. Yeah, because it'll let you do the AM and FM. But okay, so it's this would be a setting for basically two countries. Would be UK and US. It would allow you to have the standard UK frequencies. And also by pressing the mode, it would take you to the standard 1 through 40, the AM and FM mode transmission for US. Okay, cool. Turn it off. We'll do this again. All right, we were set in the U band. That's basically 2 countries. PL, Poland. Did I2. You know what? Let's see what PL. Check PL. 060. Interesting. 0708. Okay, so this gives you all the 0. So it's flat. It's not 0.5. It is. It is, however, all the standard standard 1 through 40 frequency setting, but it knocks it to flat 0. So what happens if we hit mode? Okay, it allows us both to have AM and FM. Do we still have our weather? Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Let's press and hold this again. We were on PL. We did I2, DE. Let's see here. Oh, okay. That's a popular frequency. Okay. This one might be usable without any further modification, because honestly, anything above 40 in the 27 meg range, using that in AM or FM, you're not going to find much traffic up there unless it's, let's say, some local group of guys or whatever that might go up there to get away from the regular 40 channels to talk. But you'll find more people going below 1 on AM and FM than above 40. Above 40, typically you'll find a lot of sideband traffic. Do we have both our modes? That's a question. No, we do not. That is a beep saying, you can't use AM. It is forbidden. Okay. Wow, I keep bumping my camera. Okay. So, maybe this is where that little magical white jumper comes in. Could it be? Let's take the radio, turn it off, and we will flip it back over. Open it up. We are going to, we can't really see it, but we're gonna cut that little magical white jumper. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do what the internet tells us to do. You must listen to the internet because it's always correct. All right. She's no longer factory. I just broke the cherry. All right. Cover back on. And we'll flip her over. Get the wires all. All right. See if we can get our view back in here. All right. Let's turn it on now and see what. Let's see what it does now. All right. So it came back on. I didn't do any resets. We'll hit the mode now. We'll see if it allows us to change modes. Nope. Did absolutely nothing. But let's do this. Turn it off. We will hold the... All right. So it goes back into... Didn't give us any other countries. That's all the same still. That did not change. Okay. So, I can't quite remember. Somebody said, they said something about doing a reset on the radio. I can't quite remember. See if this changed. Oh, okay. Keep hitting that. So I'm not seeing that jumper doing anything for frequency. Somebody said it had to do with power output. I know for sure that it definitely did 4 watts out of the box. And it's still doing 4 watts. Yeah, the camera's not really picking up the meter. It's zoomed in on the radio. I think you can kind of tell. 4.6. somewhere around there. Ooh, standing wave looks horrible. That's weird. That is bizarre. I wonder why that standing wave meter's reading like that. It wasn't doing that earlier. It's showing a 3 standing wave. That's not correct. I clearly do not have a 3. Unless I got something going on with my jumper here. Interesting. I almost seem to think that did something to my SWR meter on the radio. Huh. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. So now I do notice I have an L. That was mentioned. So maybe this is how you get your low, medium, and high settings. And I don't know where you adjust that at. Where do you adjust the low, medium, and high at? That's interesting. FM deviation. Okay. So now it's got different menus. These menus weren't in here. So it's on low, medium, and high. So what does high power give us? Okay, let's see if we got more than 4 watts now. Go back to AM. Oh, yes, about 10 watts. 9.5, about 9.5 watts on a key up carrier. And that's on medium. Hola. This is interesting because I picked high, but yet down in the corner here it was only showing medium. If you notice, it's got an M. But when I go into the menu, it shows it's set to high. That's interesting. There's the medium. Okay, so it's set. Maybe it caught up with itself, or was that a glitch? Did we find a glitch there? Yeah, 9 watts on medium. Okay. Well, now we'll go to high. Still stuck on medium. Okay. So something weird is going on here. One, the changing of the power output is not showing on here. And also now I have an issue with my SWR, built-in SWR meter on the radio. It's not showing the proper standing wave. Now, I'm telling you, I've got about a 1516. I had a good-looking standing wave meter form on here prior to cutting that white jumper. I don't know what all the little magical white jumper does, but it appears to me that it may make the radio unstable. That's just an assumption at this point. I have to end the video here. I have to look at a few things on the radio, and I'm not going to be able to put it all on video right now. So I'll be back with a follow-up on that. We'll see what we can find. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.